Kalimera, Kalispera, whatever time you're watching, this is Mappa. I'm Stel, Thasos here, and as you can see, we have a very, very special guest, courtesy of our friends at Aris Limassol, super midfielder here, yeah? The Michael Carrick of Cypriot football. Morgan Brown, what's going on, brother?
Yeah, it's good to be here. Thanks for having me.
How you doing, bro? How you doing?
Yeah, very good, very good. Off the back of a good win against your team, so yeah, positive vibe.
I'll allow you for mentioning that because I wanted you lot to win, but we're not going to go into this conversation right now. We're not going to go into this. Let me ask you a question before we actually get the football stuff started. Yeah, it's Greek Easter on Sunday. Have you been painting any eggs?
No, I've not. I've actually not. My girlfriend's mom usually sends us some painted eggs, but until now, I've not received any.
Okay, so your girlfriend is from Cyprus, yeah, or is she Cypriot? Or
She's Italian, but she's grown up here for 10, 12 years, so
okay,
she speaks fluently.
It's like they say, una razza, una faccia. You know,
No.
we're the same. We're the same.
No,
We're the same.
well, that's not how you say it either.
Okay, una faccia, una razza.
Una faccia, una razza.
It's just, okay, well, with this, okay, it swings and roundabouts here, Mr. Aujourd'hui, je m'appelle. Yeah, Mr. I live in France. All right, anyway, cheers. Great start there. Fuck me sideways. Right, anyway, let's start from the beginning, Morgan. Let's start from the beginning, bro. You started at Leicester City's academy, is that right?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Tell us about your experience there, man.
No, it was only good memories from Leicester. Obviously, it's where I'm born, where I grew up. My mum and dad still living there. Yeah, what to say? I was there from 7 until 18, so 11 years. Obviously, they had the title-winning season, so that was definitely the most memorable season. But yeah, really good place to be around, and thankfully, some of the players from my age group have gone on to do really well. So.
Nice. So when you were, well, how did they scout you? Were you playing like Sunday league football or junior football?
Yeah, that's it. So play locally for Sunday league team, and then we went to like a trial day type of thing. So all the players that we was playing against in our league, all the best ones together in like one big group, and then obviously selected from there, and it just stayed.
Okay. So I take it that you are or were a Leicester City fan growing up. Is that right?
No.
Okay.
No, Manchester United.
Oh, United. So you were born in the treble year as well, weren't you? 99.
I was, yeah.
There you go. I was about to ask you, like, do you remember anything of it? But clearly no, because you were born.
No,
you were born
just
there.
YouTube.
That's it. So did you look up to any United players? Were any of your idols, so to speak?
Definitely. Paul Scholes, Michael Carrick, like you said, Wayne Rooney. So, but definitely Scholes is the main one.
Yeah. Excellent. So your time at Leicester, I guess that you had a great opportunity there. You met some great people. One of them being a friend of ours, Gareth Jennings, who's head of the academy. What do you think Leicester's secret is in terms of producing players? Because we've seen a lot of decent players coming through Leicester's academy over the years. Do they have some kind of secret formula?
Secret formula, I don't know. I know the reason has usually been the scouting, but like Kante and Mahrez, they weren't through the academy, they were from abroad. So
that's right.
But they have now Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall, Harvey Barnes, Luke Thomas, and Calvin Bassey was at Leicester. He plays now for Ajax.
Yep.
A really good friend of mine. So yeah, no, it's really competitive. Always playing competitive matches against teams from London. Chelsea, Arsenal, Manchester City. So yeah, it's good. It's really competitive all the time, and I think competition makes players better.
Yep. And if my research serves me correct, you had a brief spell at Aberdeen, is that right?
Yeah. So I didn't get offered a professional contract by Leicester, and in the end of that summer, I signed a 1-year professional at Aberdeen. Yeah.
Okay. And what was that move like for you? Because I know obviously it's still in the UK, but Aberdeen is far up north.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Luckily, there's a flight from East Midlands Airport to Aberdeen directly. Otherwise, if you had to drive, it would be faster to come back from Cyprus than from Aberdeen, you know. So
Yeah.
it was to be honest, it was a bit difficult. It was a difficult time. I stayed with a lady there. She was lovely. She took care of me, but it was
In
a bit,
digs.
yeah, like a digs, but it was only me, you know. So,
Right.
and at that time, I didn't have a car, so and it was really, really cold all the time. So I was walking to training. Yeah, it was a bit difficult actually. It was a hard time.
Yeah, I can imagine you being away from your family must have been difficult, especially at a young age. But the thing is, Aberdeen are a historical club in Scotland, and as you know, I'm sure
Yeah,
they have told you many times they beat Real Madrid in the Cup Winners' Cup, and you
yeah.
getting your first pro contract there. What did it feel like to sign that first pro contract?
No, it was. I would use the word relief actually, because after I was released from Leicester, it's not easy. I went to trial at a lot of clubs and was a lot of no's. So to finally receive a professional contract, obviously, is a dream come true. So really, really happy, really relieved, really proud moment. Yeah, and Aberdeen as well, a really historical club, really big club in Scotland. The first match, I was on trial there, and I went to watch the first team before I'd signed, and they played in the Europa League against Burnley, and the whole stadium was full. So a few days after to get a professional contract, you know, it was a bit mind blowing. It was really nice.
Yeah, I can imagine. And in terms of coaches at Aberdeen, were there anyone that you'd say stood out in terms of helping you develop, in terms of giving you advice?
Um, Advice from coaches, I would say more the players, to be honest. Um, in Aberdeen at that time, I was in mostly the reserves, and there wasn't like a structured league, so it was just a friendly match like every now and then. So it wasn't that good. Maybe we played like 10 matches in a whole season, you know. So it wasn't the best time. It was just training every week, um, not really being involved with the first team that much. So yeah, well, it wasn't really a great time.
The thing is, when you hear about youngsters growing up in academies, you're always going to hear about the banter, about the jokes, and all the pranks that you play against you. But then obviously you've got to be professional, you've got to be serious, and also you got to learn the ropes. Now I don't know what it was like at Aberdeen, but a lot of players that I've spoken to, a lot older than you, to be honest, but when they were growing up, they were doing a lot of things in and around the stadium or the training ground, or even helping the first team, like cleaning boots, cleaning
Yeah,
balls,
yeah, that's
tidying up
it.
the
Yeah,
stadium. Was that something that they encouraged you guys to
yeah,
do, or made you do?
yeah. More of a job really. Yeah, clean boots, um, pump the balls up to make sure that they got the right amount of air in. You know, help the kit man take the poles, the ladders, the cones, set them out on the training, all that type of stuff, you know. So it's good. I think it's important to stay
Mm,
grounded, to stay humbled. And it makes you wanna be a first team player, you know, so you don't have to do those jobs and somebody's like not in a bad way, like you want somebody to be cleaning your shoes, not that you're cleaning
of
somebody's
course.
shoes, you know. So but yeah, it's good, it's humbling. And I think that's something that is going out of the game a little bit, I think. So I think that's a really important lesson to have had.
Well, you actually answered my next question, because I was going to ask, you're 22, 23 years old, and you're still at the early stages of your career. And for you to say that it humbles the players, I think it's vital that a lot of the youngsters do learn this, because no disrespect, you do see a lot of pros at 17, 18, they're getting 100 grand a week, elite players, but I don't think they've learned the hard way, whereas you've done it, and especially at a club like Aberdeen, man, they don't mess about.
No, but don't get me wrong. If you're 17 and you make 100,000 every week, then you're in a good position as it is.
Well,
So that's the
yeah,
other side to it, I guess.
but they must lose their motivation at some point, when you're at that age and you're making big money. Where's
Yeah,
the
it's
motivation
possible.
to
It's possible. I mean, most recent is probably Dele Alli, I guess. So not really sure what's happened, but from my memory, he's an amazing player, and something's gone wrong. So maybe you've hit the nail on the head. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, look, from experience, not only talking to players, but working with players, you do have certain ones who aren't advised properly. It seems that either agents or family members are advising him wrongly for their own benefit, not for the player's benefit. And I think a lot of these players have lost track of what's important, not just the playing side of things, but when it comes to retirement. You know, one injury could end your career, or you might go off the wane, and what happens at the end of it. I know that you're not probably thinking about the end of your career, but have you got anything in mind for the future? So if the time comes to hang up your boots, have you got anything planned, what you want to do? It's not fair for me to ask someone at 23.
Specifically, no. I would know that I want to be around football. I love football. Any match that's on the TV, I'll watch it. You know, if there's nothing on, I'll watch a second division match from Spain, from Italy, I don't know, wherever. So yeah, football is a big part of my life. So something to do with football, and I'll be happy.
Nice. All right. So Aberdeen to Aris in Limassol via which club was it? There's a club they went out on, Stratford Town. Yeah, and they're a team from the Midlands, right?
Yeah.
I'm guessing that was one of those moves where you needed to get some experience. I know certain players have gone.
Yeah. So sorry to cut you off. Yeah, not really to get experience, but mostly just to keep playing. You know, so you don't have to sit around doing nothing. Because it's not full it's not full time. So
yeah,
always wanted to be in full-time football, you know. So for me, it was hard to accept that. So I'd been released from Aberdeen, had for 1 year contract there, and then to just be out of football again, it was really hard to take. And I wanted to get back into full-time football as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's understandable. I mean, I know someone like Cameron Archer, for example, who's at Middlesbrough, I think, from Aston Villa. Aston Villa's on loan. He went on loan to Solihull Moors, I think, while he was at Villa to get that experience. And you're thinking, okay, it's a Premier League player playing lower league, but at the same time, as you mentioned, you need to get that playing time. You want to play, you know, and even if it is a loan, you know that, okay, you still got your contract with your club, but you'll come back, you know. And look, how old were you when you went to Stratford Town?
19. Yeah.
So I guess you were still developing physically as well. You know, I know someone like Scott McTominay. One summer he grew like 4 or 5 inches. So it's ridiculous. So so you got the growth spurt. So it's a good experience. But tell us how this move to Aris came about. It's an interesting one because I don't know the story legitimately.
Yeah, so it's a bit weird, probably unheard of, to be honest. So like I said, I was looking for full-time football, trying to message as many people as that I knew in the game and whatnot, and I posted a highlight video on LinkedIn. And at the time, the technical director of Aris sent me a message, and at the time I'd never heard of Aris Limassol. I'll be honest. Maybe the only team from Cyprus that I knew at the time was probably Applewell, because how they was doing in the Champions League.
Boo.
So, but it's honest. But yeah, it was crazy. And I told my mom I've received this message. Somebody said that I can go and play in Cyprus. It's full time. I want to try it. And you know, she looked at me a bit like I'd gone mad. So, but yeah, here now, almost 4 years complete, and it's been a great decision. Yeah.
Yeah.
You joining Aris, right? Was that a culture shock? Because we know what Cyprus is like, you know, and I'm not even going to go into just like the little things like how people park or running red lights.
the driving is bad, honestly.
So you've gone out there. I assume you either landed at Larnaca or Buffer.
It was Paphos, yeah.
buffer, right? So you've gone to Limassol. So what's happened? Like, how has this all transpired?
To be honest, because obviously I've been messaging the guy, so when I've landed, I've messaged him straight away. I'm just hoping that someone's going to be there, you know. It's not just a joke or something, you know. Oh, it sounds mad, but that's actually how it was.
Did you have one of those guys with a sign up and brand?
No, obviously I'd FaceTime the guy before I came, so when I saw him, you know, like, okay, my heart slowed down a bit, you know. So, but I didn't want to just land in Cyprus and it was just, I don't know, just a joke or something. I don't know.
Of course.
Well, I mean, so we when we interviewed Manu Garcia, he said the first time he realized he was in Cyprus, it was he landed, and they'd lost all his bags. He went to places. And he lost all of them. So you all your luggage arrived with you.
Yeah, thankfully.
So they were working that day, so that's good.
Exactly, they went on strike. So let me get straight. So they've collected you from the airport. Did they take you to the training ground? Where did they take you to?
No, because it was nighttime, so I stayed in a hotel, and it was pre-season, so was in a hotel, and I think the next day they was off, so I spent another day in the hotel, and then the day after we went to training. Yeah.
Okay. And I take it you did all your medicals there and all the standard stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. So you've joined the club now. You signed the contract. Obviously, you don't know the players. You don't know the language. Who were the first players to kind of take you under their wing, so to speak? Or was it just like you had to try and make friends straight away?
Yeah, I think it was a bit easy to make friends. I think all of the Cypriot players that I've met in Aris since I've been there have all been great. They've always spoke English, which is good. Really welcoming guys. But when I came at the time, there was another player that came at the same time as me, the same age. We stayed in the same hotel, and then eventually we got an apartment together. Cleofilo Vlaita. And that season, he scored maybe 25 goals, and after he moved to Israel, but we still keep in touch. So it was good that he came at the same time because we had a good friendship.
Brilliant. So you've seen the facilities at Aris. Could you compare them with any other clubs that you've perhaps been at? I mean, obviously the club is still developing at the time, so I wouldn't say that, has this been,
From what I came from before, to be honest, no, it was a bit of okay. You can't really compare it to Leicester or to Aberdeen, you know. I think before now there was a lot more money put into those clubs, you know. So the facilities were not great, but it wasn't a problem, you know. I just wanted to play football and just got on with it, and now thankfully 4 years later is much better every day. So
yeah. Absolutely, mate, absolutely. And Joe, I've been saying this for a long time, and Fussell will attest to this. Not even now; it hasn't been a recent thing, but the development of Aris, not just on the field but off the field, has been absolutely incredible. And I think whatever awards the club wins in the future, be it on the field, off the field, it'll be richly deserved because they're doing things the right way. And I look at from someone that's involved in marketing and social media, I see how Aris are doing things, and it's astounding. And the reason why, because as you know, with Cyprus, is what we call balyokelle, this old mentality. There's no room for improvement or room to try different things. But here you got Aris breaking the mold and saying, we're going to do things the right way. We're going to be successful with it. Was this part of an idea sold to you when you came to Cyprus, or was this something that just developed over time while you were at the club?
No, it definitely developed over time because the new owner came, really amazing guy, really loves the club, and I think you can see that with all the improvements that they're making every day. So definitely something that came over time than when I first came.
Brilliant. So in terms of, I promise Thassel's got some questions as well. It's not just me. Right? But so in terms of your first couple of years in Cyprus, obviously playing second division, the quality, did it surprise you?
Do you know what, the quality in the second division? It's not obviously as good as the first division, but it's not really that bad. You have some really good teams and some good players, you know. So it was it's not a bad level at all.
What would you say is the most difficult place to play at that level in the second division? Was there any specific team whose stadium you just didn't like because either the facilities were shit or just the fans, anything like in general?
Do you know what? I've still never. I don't think I've won against CYPRIOTS.
Oh really?
Yeah, even from the second division, I don't think I've won.
They're your bogey team. Your bogey team.
I think they are. Yeah, even this year, I think they beat us once and we drew. So.
Wow.
Yeah, I think CYPRIOTS is that team.
And they've had like 7 coaches. What's going on?
Yeah.
Blimey.
I think they were the first team to beat us this year, I think.
Yeah, I think you're probably right,
so. Yeah. And then we drew with them and we had the patch of games where we didn't win. So yeah.
I actually, one of the guy that's in charge of IL now, that they've just sacked Janevsky. One of the big things they keep mentioning in his profile as a coach is he was in charge of Garnodis at one point, and he was the one that beat Aris. It was like a thing that they put in the paragraph to explain his history.
But that just shows how far Aris have come. That clubs are now saying, you know, they're using that one game as like, we beat Aris. So it just shows you how far the club has come. But before I let Thasso ask his questions, you mentioned CYPRIOTS, who, as you know, are playing at the TSIRIO. And, you know, you guys are in the new stadium now, and you've played at the TSIRIO, obviously. What's it like playing there? Because I've obviously never been on that pitch, but as a kid, I used to, go to Cyprus. I drive past the stadium whenever I'm in Limassol. I see this stadium, and it is historical for Cyprus. Let's get it right. I know it's
my parents live like 5-minute walk from the stadium right now, from the TSIRIO.
Well, that was the thing as well that I didn't mention. So when I first came to Cyprus, you drive on the highway. So I had to drive past TSIRIO to go to the hotel, and you drive past it, and it's this big, like old, but really nice stadium from the outside. So I was really excited when I saw the stadium. It looks amazing from the outside.
Yeah.
What's it like playing in then? Because obviously you guys were there last season. Well, obviously we've gone past the second division in the promotion, but you played there in the league, but against the likes of IL and Abol on these derby games. Is it as hostile as it looks on the television?
Yeah, it can be. The most hostile I've seen it was when we played Apollon last year, and if they beat us, they were champion. And after the game, all of the fans they came on the pitch, So it was a bit of a scary moment, but thankfully they was okay with us, and they were just there to celebrate. So
they were happy. They were happy.
Yeah, they were happy. So it was good for us.
It wasn't like IL this season where they set fire to it.
No, I don't know what to say about this. What was I gonna say? But the only problem is because there's a running track around, so it could be more hostile if it was closer to the pitch. So this is the benefit of the new stadium, for sure.
Yeah, I think the only reason why the running track is there is because it's still run by the Olympic Committee and they use it for athletics.
Okay.
So if it wasn't owned by them, there wouldn't be a running track. Well, I don't even know. If
you can see that at a lot of the stadiums in Cyprus anyway. So the one in Paphos, for instance, you can see that there's still the running track. There's quite a few stadiums over there like that. The Magarion's the same. The old stadium that AEK used to play in. So a lot of the stadiums are like that.
Okay.
Yeah. That's all. Questions.
Well, I mean, so we're coming up to Easter, obviously. You've had a lot of Tignobempties as well in Cyprus now. You've had a few Easters in Cyprus as well. Tignobemptin, it's the the day after Ash Wednesday.
Okay.
If you're like Western Christian,
It's on a Thursday. It's on a Thursday.
It's on the Thursday. It's the day they tell you. It's the day they tell you not to take a flight because of all the smoke of the barbecues and all that. Yeah.
Okay.
That day.
Okay.
So obviously you've had a few years in Cyprus now. So obviously you've been in the cuisine a little bit, I'm guessing. So kind of like, what's your favorite and what's your least favorite of the Cypriot foods?
Definitely my favorite is the barbecue food. Oh, it's amazing.
Well, yeah, sort of like everybody's, but you've got like different kinds as well, haven't you? You've got the different kinds of that.
The different kinds. I don't know. If you take me to a barbecue, I'll eat anything.
All right.
He's got chef daniers, you got bites, you got your chicken, you got
you've got the Big Elias special, which is the massive bitter. It's got a bit of everything in it with the chips sticking out of it as well.
Might sound boring. Chicken souvlaki, halloumi, all of it. Yeah. Great.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
Come on.
So kind of, we didn't talk about like when you first arrived. So obviously there's a culture shock involved because, like Stel said, the driving. There's obviously a few other things that happen in Cyprus that you wouldn't necessarily see in England. Do you want to talk about some of the things that you maybe had to get used to?
To get used to.
Yeah. So like as an example, there's if we go back to Manu Garcia's interview, he mentioned like fans, when they'd see you in the street, they'd be like, "Oh, you come to I come to the restaurant, we eat something, we sort you out, no problem."
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
Probably something to get used to was that people recognize you a little bit. So, but I think that's just because when I was in England and stuff, I was in the younger team. So
yeah,
it was. Also, when I first came to Aris, something to get used to definitely was this mentality that's a bit like, we'll do it tomorrow. Or sing it slowly, you know.
Yeah,
so
exactly
this type of thing. But yeah, no, everything was okay. Everything's been good. So.
So let's talk about the promotion then, Malls, because obviously it was a historic moment for the club. They haven't looked back. What do you remember about that season? What stood out most?
What stood out most? Definitely the party after was really nice. Yeah, was really good. It was a good team. A lot of Cypriot players. It was a really fun year, definitely. And with the coach, LIASOS, it was really fun. You know, he trusted me a lot, so was playing often. Yeah, really good.
Oh, Delmiro was there at the time, wasn't he? The centre back.
Yeah, he was.
What was he like?
Yeah, it was the same as he is now. You know, he's a monster. So, yeah. I've not seen anything like him. My whole time playing football is huge.
Well, I've heard a few whispers that he's a character, so I thought I'd try and get something out of you. You know,
he is the character. I like to dance. He's always playing music, but it's always the same song. So this is a bad thing.
Oh. So you guys get promoted. First season back in the Prodathlima. Very good season, qualifying for Conference League. Tell us about that first season back, because I know, Aris have been a bit of a yo-yo club over the years, but it seems like they're here to stay. And it just seemed that when you guys got qualified for Europe, it wasn't a surprise to anyone, given the amount of signings that you guys made and the squad morale and the style of football that you guys were playing throughout the season.
Yeah, well, we had a really good team also last year. I'd say we had maybe more experienced players last year. You know, you mentioned Manuel Garcia. We had Gordon Schindenfeld, amazing player, amazing character, really good captain. And yeah, we are. You know, when you train every day with a team, you understand the quality of it. So it was a goal for us to try and achieve that. So when we did it, it was really, really nice. It did come down to the last match though, so that was really special to do it, you know. So
Well, the thing is, I remember when you guys signed Stepinski on loan, and I knew him from his time in Italy, and I thought, this is going to be a problem for the rest of the league because this guy is a gunman. Like, he will score goals left, right, and center. I know this season he hasn't been as successful as last, but I think didn't he have a few injuries last season as well? If I'm not mistaken.
yeah, he had a really bad injury. I think in a game against might have been Applewell. He had a really bad injury, so something that takes a long time to get back to 100%, you know. So
yeah.
but yeah,
But there's a, you know, it's still a great team. But last season, you know, being a club that's promoted, they weren't expected to get into the European spots. But obviously, you know, as you mentioned, Manu, but you got Danny Pacheco, Javier, Babika, etc., and obviously Vanna Alves in goal was phenomenal. He's been brilliant.
Yeah.
Kazua left back. I just think the club is evolving week by week, and it's incredible how the team unity is at the moment. But you know, how would you rate this current squad currently? I don't want to talk about title charge because I don't want to jinx it. You know, I don't want to jinx that, so I'm not going to talk about the title. I hope you guys win it. But in terms of the depth that you guys have, you know, is it a very, very strong squad? And what about the unity in the squad?
no, for sure the unity is there for sure. We have a really good friendships, you can say, in the group. The depth of the squad, I think, is really, really good. I think in every position there's 2-3 players that can play. If the starting one didn't play, then it's not so much noticeable that he's not playing, you know, because there's somebody that can fill in for him. So yeah, really good squad. Full credit to the staff and the recruitment, and yeah, we're gonna see what happens.
Well, I'll tell you what, you guys brought in Kokorin in the summer. Yeah. And, you know, again, I know my football. When I saw his name linked with Aris, I thought, whoa, I mean, this is a big name. Like, to come from Serie A, and it's not as if, like, he, you know, Stepinski obviously came in and we knew about him, but he didn't have the name that Kokorin does. But when this guy was linked with the club, I was like, oh, shit, this league, he's going to smash the granny out of it, to be honest. And I'll tell you what, his overall play has been brilliant, you know, dropping deep, collecting the ball, the aggression, the finishing. Does having a player like him and his quality rub off on the rest of the squad? Is he someone that you guys look up to, or are there various players in the squad that you believe are quite influential?
Yeah, 100%. I think you guys know, you only have to watch the game to see his quality. We get to see it every day in training. You know, as a player, if you're in trouble, just pass the Coco and he'll fix the situation, you know. So he's a really, really top player and top guy, also always happy, smiling, making jokes. So really, really lucky to have him in Aris for sure.
When you see these players coming through or breaking into the squad, like Leo Bengtsson, you know, a player that was tipped as one of the top 10 Scandinavian players, and obviously Steve Yago came in. He's 30 years old, but he's at a good age in Cyprus. When you see these players come in, does it tell you that this club has got ambition?
Yeah, 100%. You just have to, if you see their CV, then you know that they're serious players. So Leo also amazing player. Steve, amazing. Yeah, can't say good enough things about these guys. So
okay.
And as a young player, it's great to be around them. You know, learn a lot from this type of player.
Absolutely. Well, here's the thing now. You're a Brit living in Cyprus. We know there's a lot of expats in Cyprus. You got
Yeah.
ABERDEEN, which is right by the bases. Various parts of Cyprus, there are Brits scattered around. I think it would be nice to see British fans going to watch Aris Limassol play, given you're there. My question to you is, do people in the UK, friends, family, people at Leicester, Aberdeen, do they know that you're there? Are they tempted to come to Cyprus? Have they been to Cyprus?
You mean players?
Well, it's just
Or
fans to be in
people?
the stands, really. Yeah, to watch games.
Definitely, as an English person, Cyprus is a holiday destination. I know hundreds of people that come every year on holiday, and a few friends when they're on holiday, they're asking me if I'm playing, can they come to the game? Sometimes it's out of the season, so it's not the right time because it's summer, so they can't come. But yeah, definitely friends and family, they come to the games for sure.
It's interesting because a friend of mine, her mum's side of the family are all Aris fans. But the thing is, they don't really follow Cypriot football. They all live in the UK. I'm just adding this one. They live in London. But they don't really follow Cypriot football because they mostly follow the Premier League.
Yeah.
So when I was talking to her the other week, I was like, do you know how well your mum's team is doing? She's like, no. I said, take a look. Take a look and see how well they're doing. And she was like, she was like, oh my God, they're top 3, top 2. I'm like, yeah. She goes, oh my God, we really need to do something about this. I said, yeah, get on the plane and start watching your team play. Because as you know, there are thousands of Cypriots in the UK, not just in the UK, but in Australia, in America.
Yeah.
And I think when you have clubs like Aris, not just Aris, Apoel or Monia, I think the Cypriot clubs really need to tap into the market abroad based on the fans that know about the clubs, but perhaps they still don't follow them. And you could say, great, there isn't much access because CableNet, PrimeTel, Sidavision, they're quite pricey, and there isn't much exposure on the YouTube.
I think also that originally when my mum was trying to watch the games, she couldn't actually buy a CableNet account from the UK. So she can just use my account, So there was actually no way of her to see the game until we figured out eventually, but it's not easy to watch the game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be fairly open about mine. My brother has a Sidavision Go account, and I just use his password.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. I have the same thing.
I don't think you're breaking any rules. It's okay. I don't think you're breaking any rules with that. Just full disclaimer. And to be honest, I don't think the Cypriots care. It's like, this is Cyprus. This is Cyprus.
Whatever.
This is Cyprus. But no, I think it would be great if there's a lot of British Cypriots, not just Cypriots in general, just British people as well, to come to Aris. And we know that the club's fan base is growing strongly. I think you took 500 fans to Buffalo away. It's a pretty great achievement in all fairness, because the club is growing. The club is growing, and it's looking very positive, isn't it?
Yeah, really, really positive. And you can see every week that there's more and more, which is amazing. We have the drums and this thing, so it's always a good atmosphere. And yeah, generally the people that come to the games, when I've been in the stands with them, been really, really nice, really positive. So it's a good atmosphere. If you come to an Aris game, everybody should come.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. So those of you watching in the UK, follow Aris, because this club is doing bits, as we say, right? Show some respect. Put some respect on their name. Thus, have you got any questions before we go into the quickfire ones?
Well, yeah, I kind of wanted because there's two or three questions on my end that I wanted to bring up. So there's one question that I asked the same from Manu with his interview is, so you have LIASOS takes the club forward to a certain point, and then Alexei SHPILEVSKY comes after. So what did you see, like, difference wise on the training pitch? What did you see on your end?
Difference wise, difference wise.
So, like, what had LIASOS brought forward that, say, Alexei decided to change up, that kind of thing?
Okay, first of all, I would say what they have similar is they both really want to win, in different ways, definitely. So, how can I say this? With the coach now, I'd say that the training is a bit longer, a bit more intense. You know, have the mentality that we need to work hard so we can definitely play the same way. Maybe with LIASOS, it was a bit more the, you know, like you need to be relaxed, ready for the game, and you have to give everything at that time. So maybe that's the difference.
Okay, so obviously when we watch Aris play, there's a certain attacking style, and it's forward. It's a continuous kind of wave after wave of attack, especially if the opposition team don't have something to offset that. So, you know, we see the players they're running miles. They're doing doing distances. So what like is the training? Is it concentrated more on the fitness, on stamina, on speed, on?
Yeah, we have a really good strength and conditioning coach, and you know, we do a lot of difficult sessions with him, so it definitely helps. And the training itself, the football training, is also really intensive. So I think when we go to the match, there's not a worry that we're gonna sort of tire towards the end, because you know we've done really hard sessions before. So I think we're physically really strong team as well as the tactical side. So
yeah, and I'm gonna jump in before Stel. Obviously, we bought a couple of goalless season contenders from you, and in the beginning of the season. Do you want to put some words on that?
No, I think I don't speak about that.
He ain't saying nothing. He's smart. He's smart.
No. Very good.
I would say that there has been some really good goals this year. So really, I think whoever wins, congratulations and well deserved.
Listen, I had you right up there until Sadiq scored that dirty goal.
Oh, it was nice. I saw it. I was watching the game because my friend is on loan at Olympiacos. So yeah, what a goal. Amazing.
Yeah, Dennis Bergkamp style.
Yeah,
really good.
Speaking of goals, did you mean that one against Olympiacos? Did you mean it?
Yeah.
Yes.
He meant it.
Yes.
He meant it. Yes. Come on. Brilliant. Well, look, bro, I've got some quick fire questions because I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know it's like 8:30 in Cyprus now, and maybe you just want to spend time playing FIFA or whatever. I don't know. But speaking of FIFA, do you play FIFA?
I can play FIFA to a very good level. So.
Who's the best in the squad, you reckon?
Oh, definitely me.
You?
Actually, okay, right. So in the squad now, definitely me. But there's one player out on loan who I would say is better than me.
Go on.
Dede, young French guy. So he's a very good player.
Okay. Do you play against other people online, like teammates or other team? Because I know Sim, as you know, Sim Tandy, he plays FIFA, and I've grilled him a few times. Have you played him?
Played him?
Is he any good?
No.
I've grilled him. I haven't played him. I've cussed him though, just for a laugh. But you played him?
Get a game going. No, I've not played him.
Oh right, okay. You need to set it up, bro. Set it up.
You need to set up a league.
Yeah,
that'd be a good idea.
That'd be wild. That'd be wild. Nice. All right. What about best dancer at the club? Who's the best dancer? Who's got tickers? Got moves?
Steve Yago, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can. He's good dancer. Yeah.
Okay. Who spends the most time doing their hair?
Ooh. The most time.
Yeah. So, the longest in the mirror, bro. Come on. He's got to be someone that.
So one that might surprise you. Brawson, his hair never changes. It's always done. I never see him do it, but it's always done. So
it
never moves. It's like a rock. I don't know.
he's even put that hairstyle on his transfer mark picture. Anyway,
you see it.
Just looking at it now.
Every day is the same. Must be it.
All So who plays the music in the dressing room?
Usually it's Delmiro. On a match day, sometimes is Steve. Yeah, so mostly Steve and Delmiro.
So what are they kind of playing, like Afrobeats, reggaeton?
Yeah,
kind of,
yeah, Afrobeats, reggaeton. When it's Steve, sometimes it's French, hip hop, this type of thing. So
yeah, French hip hop is hard though. It's
yeah,
hard.
it's good. Nice.
Yeah. All right. So who's the worst dresser? There's got to be someone that comes in with some gums, and you're like, nah, come on, cuz you can't.
The worst. I can give you maybe the best. I don't know if I want to say the worst.
Okay, all right. Say the best then. We'll let them off.
The best, in my opinion, maybe Caju. Really clean.
Okay.
Really nice. Yeah. Caju.
Okay.
Yeah. For me, Caju, best dress.
Who would you say is the fastest at the club, pace-wise?
Fast, it's obvious. Babika, for sure.
Okay.
Also, Floris, Jave, very fast.
Okay.
But I think Babika is the fastest. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've got one more question. It's not well, it might be a difficult one. All right. Imagine it's the last minute. You got a free kick on the edge of the box. Who's taking it for you to level up or get the winner? Who's taking it for you?
Last minute free kick. Peleas is good at set pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah, Peleas is. The other day we was doing a shooting drill after training, and Peleas and Caju was taking free kicks, and maybe 15, 20 without any of them missing. It was unbelievable. So maybe Peleas or Caju.
What I want to see Aris do, right, for their YouTube channel is a top bins challenge. Who could put the ball top bin?
No, man. What we want to see is that the bicycle kick training that you did before the last game. How many of them did them lot practice before they
put a bet? They put a bet on. I'm telling you, they put a bet before the game. Like how many?
I don't know where it's come from.
It looked like the manager was losing his mind after the second goal. He was
because also we hit the crossbar as well.
Yeah, Kogorin hit it.
It could have been 3. But we have actually done a session before. I think it was like a recovery day. We had these big blue mats, and it was like groups of 5, like competitions, and you throw the ball up and try and score bicycle kicks. But it was like as a joke training, and that was the first and last time we did it. But I don't know, maybe.
Do you know when you scored the first one? I was like, okay, I'll give you that because I know it happened last season against Olympiacos. It happened with us. Then I saw Kogorin do it. I was like, you man are taking a piss. Like, you lot are doing this deliberately. And then Bambika did it. I'm like, this is no. This is
unbelievable.
Yeah, and then the third goal comes in. You're like, oh. Okay.
Morgan puts it in. This guy went from 25 yards. He's going to be pissed.
Because of the other 2, my goal didn't really get a lot of coverage. So.
Oh man, but no, it's Morgan. Thank you for your time, man. It's been great talking to you. And hopefully we can do it again later on in the season or next year, whenever you're available. It's been great talking to you, and thank you to Aris for giving us the opportunity to talk to Morgan. And follow them on Instagram, follow them on Facebook. It's a club that is certainly making massive strides in Cyprus, and long may it continue. As far as I'm concerned, I think they're a fantastic team. They're doing things the right way. And good luck to you for the rest of the season, Morgan. Appreciate it, bro.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Tasso, anything to add, my friend?
No, just extending the thank yous out to everybody. And good luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
There you go. So that's it for another edition of This is Mappa. Follow us on Twitter and on Instagram at This is Mappa. And have a wonderful Easter. Galon Baska, as we say. Don't eat too much. Gali Anastasi, there you go. Oh, not Gadastasi, because sometimes the show can be a Gadastasi. We're gonna leave it at that. So that's it for another episode. We'll be back very soon. Bye-bye.